The influencer bubble and how money works. I found this to be very interesting. This is an interesting premise. So I'm going to watch this.
This is not sustainable. You might have noticed a trend amongst modern social media influencers. They are getting incredibly rich.
I've seen that.
Just 10 years ago, the very top YouTubers on the platform were mostly filming out of their modest apartments, doing average skits, and living lives pretty similar to you or I.
Yeah.
Almost all of them had regular day jobs and posted to the internet because they found it fun, or at the very most, because it could earn them a little extra side money.
That's what I did.
Contrast that with today, where some influencers have the same reach, notoriety, and income as top athletes, singers, and movie stars.
True.
As this new breed of celebrity has grown even wealthier, they have been able to broadcast even more elaborate content, whether it be showing off their new mansion, giving...
That's a nice house. Look at that. Holy fuck. That looks like some shit out of Grand Theft Auto. This is like a... It's like a multiplayer map in Call of Duty. David Dobrik's house. I should start doing vlogs. Yeah, I think we should, guys, I think we should start doing vlogs. I just had an idea. Yeah, what do you think? Imagine the upkeep? I mean, you pay... What upkeep? You fucking... Bro, if you can afford this house, you can afford to pay somebody to do the upkeep for you. You pay them, they do everything.
Giving away millions of dollars to strangers, or simply spending more money on the production of their videos. But this whole ecosystem is predicated on something of a marketing gold rush. It is a unique and delicate blend of circumstances that made houses like this possible, and that easy money situation is coming to an end faster than these people might expect.
I'm not sure if I entirely agree with that on a large scale. Because a lot of people, like, I think the best example you can use is actually a person that he showed the picture of, which was Logan Paul. Logan Paul and Jake Paul, a lot of their money came directly from selling merchandise. So to the extent that they can sell merchandise to a person, this is a fucking A-B relationship. There's no advertiser involved that can even, that has anything to do with it. So I think that this is partially true, but, and I think this is a better way of doing things, is to sell directly to a customer rather than have sponsors and stuff like that. I think both are good, but one of them is much more reliable. Yeah, it's direct business to customer. Imagine buying a car. Well, the thing is, like, they had a lot of people bought the stuff, right? Whether you like it or not, a lot of people bought the stuff.
So it's time to learn how money works, to find out how the influence bubble will pop and what it will mean once it does.
Here we go.
In the late 2000s, companies had a problem. A key demographic for consumer goods, people between the ages of 18 and 35, were becoming harder to place into neat little marketing buckets. If you can't pin down the specific preferences of a group, they are very hard to market towards. And to make matters worse, younger people were watching less television and listening to less radio, which were, at that point, the foundation of consumer advertising. You might think, oh well, 18 to 35-year-olds don't have any money anyway, so what's the problem?
They don't have a lot of money, but they're really stupid with the money that they do have. So, like, if you... The thing, they might not be able to buy something for like $1,000, no. But if it's a $35 piece of shit, then they're right there.
Well, the problem is that while this group may have less income and wealth than older generations, they spend more of what they have, and they spend it more compulsively. They do this...
Well. How about that?
Because most of them are not yet burdened with financial responsibilities of raising a family of their own and are making their own money for the first time in their lives. So, accessing this demographic was hard, but potentially very lucrative.
Yeah.
Fortunately for the marketers around the world, a new group of pseudo-celebrity was being formed on microblogs and the early video sharing sites of the internet.
Oh, that's
These
the
people
piano
were perfect
cat.
for brands who wanted to tap into this difficult market of consumers.
Fuck.
The marketeer's job was easy. Their consumer base was already compartmentalized by interest.
Yeah.
If you wanted to appeal to young mothers, work with young mommy bloggers. If you wanted to sell tools, give a video mechanic a set for free to use on their new fancy YouTube channel.
Makes sense.
This all got even easier when companies like YouTube introduced
Look at that guy's hair.
Fancy YouTube channel. This all...
Oh my God, look at his hair. Jesus. That's impressive, man.
got even easier when
God
companies
damn,
like
that's
YouTube
impressive.
introduced
All
advertising
right.
features that allowed marketeers to bypass a direct relationship with the creator entirely, and instead choose from a wide variety of parameters to show their ads using AdSense and other similar offerings. Internet influencer marketing was also really cheap. A large company could reach out to 100 million viewers for less than $100,000. The same kind of exposure on commercial television would likely cost millions.
Yeah.
Smaller companies could also get in on the action too. The internet was not limited.
I've heard this many times that companies would rather they'd rather advertise online because it would just be a lot cheaper than doing it on TV.
To a few large TV channels or radio stations, so a small
I've heard
business could
this.
work with a small influencer to promote their product on a modest
So what's the
budget.
problem here? I'm
But
waiting
all
to
of
see.
these other benefits were insignificant compared to the greatest selling point of early influencer marketing. People trusted influencers. If a first-time parent is reading a mommy blog about how to get their children to stop crying, they are already looking to that blogger for their wisdom on the subject of raising a baby. If the blogger recommends a certain type of formula or stroller, it is going to have a huge advantage over the competition, because it is being recommended by someone that the parents trust.
Yeah.
The same trust extends to all influencers in any other specific niche. A 2016 study found that Twitter users trusted their favorite online
Y'all are fucking wild, huh? Not you guys, because we're the smart ones. It's everybody else that's stupid. Yeah, we're smart. Everybody else is dumb. Yeah, true.
influencers nearly as much as their close personal friends.
That's normal.
And that was Twitter. One can only reasonably imagine that the
Then on Twitch, I wonder what it's really like.
level of trust would be higher on a platform that is not a cesspool of people's brain farts. So on the
Never
surface,
mind on the Twitch
influencer
part.
marketing is a dream to companies. It can be tailored to target specific audiences, it is cheap, and it is effective.
Yeah.
So why is this a bubble?
Yeah.
The first problem is that it's not that cheap anymore. As more businesses rushed in to capitalize on the promises that influencer marketing offered, the more competition there was for influencers at all levels. Some YouTubers now charge over $500,000 for an ad placement on a single video. That is still slightly cheaper than commercial television for a similar number of views, but not by much. Early on, influencer marketing was dominated by small
So I think that what he said, maybe it might have to go down to 400,000. Oh, that's gonna suck. Oh man. Oh, that's gonna suck.
agile businesses that were willing to take the risk on a new form of advertising.
Yeah.
Today, large companies and businesses backed by endless amounts of capital dominate the space. Some businesses with enough investment backing don't even care if they spend more on advertising than they gain in revenue, because their investors are primarily concerned with seeing business growth. Think about
It's
the
also
brand.
like buying market share. You just have enough people that know about your product, and that creates value in and of itself.
To sponsor your favorite online influencer. Most of them are new companies with a lot of investor money backing them up. The reason they spend so much money is because this marketing strategy can launch huge businesses practically overnight, but it can also be incredibly risky. I work as an investment banker in Silicon Valley, so I am
Okay.
fortunate enough to have the direct exposure to market dynamics in the startup capital of the world. Let me tell you firsthand that the investment appetite for direct-to-consumer businesses is starting to wane. The channel Modern MBA did a great video on these businesses, so I will leave a link to his video below for anybody who is interested in learning more.
Okay.
If these businesses fail to raise fundraising, then they won't exist to pay millions of dollars every month to influencers across the internet.
True.
For now, it's hard to say if or when this will happen. But with increasing interest rates and a slew of high-profile business failures weighing on investors' minds, easy money might not be as easy to come by for the businesses which have been propping up the influencer bubble.
I feel like, yeah, definitely. I mean, what he's saying, I feel like a lot of this is just circumstantial around there being a impending recession. So it's like, I feel like they're using the same logic, and like, of course, that's going to affect everything. I mean, definitely, Twitch is all over. Yeah, it's over now. Exactly, we're done. Yeah, so I have to add my donation bar again. I don't know really if this is going to be entirely true, because I think it depends on like what you're really selling. Like, for example, Steak. I mean, Steak wouldn't be sponsoring people if they weren't making money off of it. Like, they've been sponsoring people for years now, and they're making money off of it. What I think that he's talking about primarily is that businesses that have like they are not savvy with like who to promote. Like, you ever see like people that make these tweets? Because like there are companies that do this, and they have somebody make a tweet and it doesn't sound like the person. It's like, hey, just make this sponsored tweet and send this out to your audience. And like, nobody's going to click on that. What the fuck? You guys are like on Twitter. You see what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it always fucking happens. And kids just think it's lame. Everybody thinks it's lame. And also, people don't click on it. And I think that what it really is people that are not very good at marketing, making decisions because they think that it will work because they saw it work for somebody else. I think that's what primarily a lot of this is. And what we're really seeing here is people being punished for bad decisions. Because whenever you first do something, a lot of times any decision is a good decision inside of like certain types of markets. But as time goes on, the decisions become much more granular. They become much more precarious. You can make bad decisions more often. And I think that's really what we're seeing happening. And I don't think that it's necessarily like a bubble, but there's certainly an inflationary period. I mean, I've been offered a lot of money to play games, to stream games, to do different ads. I mean, I know this all too well.
Cost of influencer marketing is insignificant compared to the bigger problem that these online celebrities are now facing.
What's that?
People don't trust them anymore. It should have been obvious from the start, but a lot of...
That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. The thing is that people don't trust them anymore. You're right. But there's always a new crop of dumb people that do. Every year, there's going to be more dumbos that are going to do it. Every single time. The vast majority do. That's the truth. And how do I know that's the truth? Because mainstream brands still pay mainstream celebrities. This was part of, remember, the Amber Heard case with her and L'Oreal. Like, there are many of these cases being explained. Like, this happens all the time. And so it's like, if influencers are different, well, why are these companies still doing it with mainstream celebrities? Well, maybe that's because it's not as simple. I don't think that people are really getting smarter with pretty much anything. I think that in a lot of cases, people even get dumber sometimes. And there are a lot of things that it's easier to sell something now than it was 10 years ago, 7 years ago. It's a lot easier to sell it. Because there are more people online, and because there are so many more people online, the proportion of people that have relevant knowledge to what you're advertising towards, which are usually, very endemic audiences inside of a certain type of product or type of products, that is diluted a lot more. So it's easier to push products out that have no value that everybody buys. A great example of this is the Addison Rae. Remember Reflect that Valkyrie put out, and then she decided to own goal her. She decided to be ethical. She decided to actually listen to what people were saying, and she was like, hey, wow, is this really actually a scam? Damn, it is? Okay, I'm not going to do it. Addison Rae saw that. She said, fuck that. I'm going to sell the same shit, and I'm never going to say anything bad about it. She did, and she made millions and millions of dollars. Okay? So, there are always going to be new dumb fucks that will buy something from a dumb fuck with a camera. Every single time. Like, there was a guy back in the day, he comes in a horse carriage and he's got his snake oil. And then after that, there's like different little casinos. And, like, there's always a way to scam people. Just because the game changes doesn't mean it's a new game. It's a couple of different rules. That's all.
Influencers do not even care or understand what they are promoting.
Yeah, look at Dr. Oz. That's a great fucking example. Every fucking time I go to the store, how many of you guys go to the grocery store and you're checking out your fucking stuff and you see Dr. Oz, wow, new miracle cure. I can't believe it. I can sit at home all day and eat cupcakes and lose 50 pounds. And it's all I have to do is take this magic pill. It has what does it have in it? Seawater. It has seawater in it. And I'm just going to become a mermaid? Holy shit. I can't believe it. I'm gonna be the Little Mermaid again. Where do I buy it? Quick. And yeah, it's like every single time. It's like some fucking magazine. It's Dr. Oz with his fucking suit on. How to fucking lose 35 pounds in 35 days with no diet or exercise. You open to page 4 and it says cut off your leg. You know, but nobody sees that. They're like, wow, this is crazy. It's nuts. I'd watch what you say about Dr. Oz, bro. Well, that's true. I mean, he is a wizard. I mean, he is I should be dangerous talking about the wizard. Yeah. Dr. Oz is winning. Makes a dump load of money, though. That's my whole point. It doesn't matter how many bullshit diet cures don't work, because the new one that just came out is going to work. And guess what? Do you want to know why it's going to work? Because there's 1 million people that are overweight that don't want to work out. They don't want to stop eating cupcakes. And they see that and they're like, well, this solves it. Okay. All right, there we go. It's because they want to believe it. You have to tell people a lie that they want to believe in. You can't sell people on, like, yeah, it's like, I could get this get very big, but you have to sell people on a lie that they want to believe. If one of those things worked, we wouldn't have overweight people. Maybe they don't know who Dr. Oz is, okay?
If businesses can pay their fee, they will get their recommendation.
Yeah.
I am now a YouTuber, and I can tell you
Imagine
from
that.
experience that the hardest part about working with sponsors is simply finding businesses that I feel comfortable promoting. My good friend Richard over at the Plain Bagel was once offered
See, if I didn't have OTK and a bunch of other stuff, etc., I would have no problem promoting, you know, like some fucking, oh, you take this pill and you'll be able to have a boner for 35 hours. Okay, yeah, sure. Yeah, here you go, guys. There it is. Like, that'd be whatever, right? But, like, I just don't really give a fuck. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. You will always be able to have, I think the best example of this is Super Male Vitality with Alex Jones. Alex Jones has a bunch of off-the-wall sponsors, and didn't it come out in that trial that he was making 800 G's a day? So, obviously somebody's buying them.
$1,000 to do just one video on a cryptocurrency. Richard obviously declined that offer.
That's nothing. I've been offered way more. Way more. It's probably Terra Luna, okay? No surprise there. You know, things haven't been too good for them.
Because it was an obvious pump and dump scheme, but many influencers wouldn't. Richard's channel has just over 500,000 subscribers, so one can only imagine how much these shady operations are offering people with audiences of millions of younger, more impressionable viewers.
Oh yeah, you especially want to have kids, because kids are stupid. And if you're selling something to a stupid person, it's a lot easier. It's way easier to sell something to a dumb person. So basically, I'll use an example. It's in the movie Idiocracy. Everybody, they were watering the plants with Gatorade. And he tried to explain to them that they needed to use water instead of Gatorade. And nobody would listen to him. But then he finally thought of the idea that he talked to the plants, and the plants said they wanted water. And then they were okay with using water instead of Gatorade. Problem solved. So you just have to speak the language that the audience understands. You have to understand.
There have been countless scandals surrounding influencers that have been caught advertising to children, promoting failed music festivals, and pumping and dumping crypto projects over and over and over and over again. Young people are not dumb, and they can see through influence.
Yeah, they are. They're stupid as fuck. Of course they're fucking dumb. They're stupid as fuck. And it's not going to change. Yeah, they're stupid. They keep doing it. Yeah, it will never stop. Yeah, this person is way too optimistic. Way too optimistic.
influencers who are just saying something to make money without believing what they are promoting.
It doesn't matter.
Influencers that target young children can prey on the naivety of their audience for a little bit
right.
longer.
Yes.
But audiences this young are going to need a parent to do their shopping, and they are going to be harder to fool. In a beautifully ironic twist, the wealth that has been accumulated by top influencers over their careers is also eroding the trust that they once had with their audience.
That's true, actually. There's a lot of people that whenever they make a lot of money, people stop liking them as much because they don't feel as connected to them. If you have that kind of a relationship with your audience, that's a bunch of like absolutely loser shit. Absolutely fucking loser shit. Like I remember whenever my stream started getting really big, I had some of those people, but I never played into that idea. I was never about that. I think people sometimes think that about me or about other people. I think money changes. Yeah, it's like if you talk about how much money you're making all the time and stuff like that. It's like remember whenever I was dating Izzy and I kept talking about like, oh, you know, I went out with my girlfriend. People were like, well, who are you? I can't relate to this guy anymore. Like, this is weird. Asmon changed. You know? And like, that's what happens. So, yeah, I think it is partially true, but I think that it's also something that a lot of content creators... I mean, that's their problem. I think that a lot of people... Like, everybody knows Dr. Disrespect is a fucking multi-millionaire. But everybody watches him because he's funny. I think it's the problem is that these people have, like, this fucking personal relationship with every person that watches them. That they think, oh, he's my friend. No, he's not. He doesn't even know who you are. But they think that. They're talking about, like, they're using, like, I use Zach Rar, so people call me Zach. It's the same as Chance. Soda Poppin' uses Chance all over the place. I think it's kind of normal. But people use the streamer's first name all the time. That's whenever you know you're really getting into an individual, into a very interesting individual. Materialistic people disgust me a little bit. They don't disgust me. They're doing what they like. I want people to do whatever you want to do. Do whatever's going to make you happy. Don't let anybody else tell you. If you think that a Ferrari will make you happy, go get it. Go get it. Well, go get one. Let's find out. I mean, I think that's a pretty good place to start, right? I mean, shit. How are you going to know if you never had one? Yeah, just go get it.
Years ago, when a top influencer was talking about a product in their basic apartment, it felt like they were talking to a peer, or maybe even a friend. Now, as David Dobrik dances around his LA mansion talking about SeatGeek, he just comes across as a celebrity sponsor.
That's just because you're doing a bad job selling it. You're doing a bad job selling the product. Like, I've never had a problem with this. You just have to sell differently. So you can't sell on the personal angle. Like, it's just, so you have to sell by statistics. You have to sell through value. You have to speak the language of the customer and then have that person find value in what your words are. That's what it is. So whenever I try to sell something, I talk about why it's good, how it can help you. Not how great it is or something like some like fucking intangible idea. It's like if you go back and you look at my video on this chair. Razer is one of my sponsors. Okay? What do I do on my video for the chair? I talk about things that it does that are good. That's it. I don't talk about a bunch of, oh, I do this, and this is what I do whenever I do this, and it's like a bunch of like pictures and stuff like that. I sell something direct. I tell people, this is why it's good, take it or leave it. That's a smart thing to do. So if you're having trouble converting people to sales, maybe you should look in the fucking mirror. I think that's the easy way to do it. Oh man, so disappointed his grandson's hair. Shut up. He's an actor. Yeah, it's like, yeah, assuming you get into the Ferrari for the Puny Morris, yeah, it's the whole sell me this pen from the Wolf of Wall Street. Yeah, people will buy something from a guy who records a video in his private jet if the video is good. Learn how to sell and stop getting lazy. Stop being lazy.
People like this struggle to genuinely recommend products because they are so wealthy and famous that they no longer need them. Do you think David needs to get his concert tickets on the resale market, or do you think that he gets invited to these events before tickets even go on sale? Some of the savvier influencers will try very hard to convey an image of a normal lifestyle, and maybe that's because they don't care for an ostentatious display of material wealth, or maybe that's because that they know that it helps them better to connect with their audience.
Oh, it does. I mean, absolutely. There's certain people that's been the case. I mean, 100%. And it's like people try to have like this ideal of like what they're like and everything like that. Absolutely. Yeah, this is a green screen, guys, by the way. Yeah, this whole thing, it's a green screen. We've got the camera guy over there. There's the mic guy over there. There's the makeup over there. They mess up my hair before I start. And yeah, that's what it is, guys. Yeah, it's been a set ever since around BFA, whenever my stream started doing well. Yeah, you live in a mansion. I remember there was actually some fucking people that thought that. What about stains on your shirt? Well, those are real. I had a hot dog earlier today.
The clear divide between an online friend and an online celebrity was only accelerated during early lockdowns. This shit show, coupled with the distinct...
I wonder what's going to happen. I am more curious to know what's going to happen with this guy than I am to know... I was to know about what's going to happen at the end of Game of Thrones. I genuinely have no idea where he's going to go next.
Wasteful messaging of being #InThisTogether saw a rapid decline in the public's interest in influencer marketing. Now, not only are consumers losing trust in influencers, but so are businesses. If a business uses an influencer as a spokesperson for their product, they become inextricably linked to that person's reputation. This can be a good thing.
But usually it's not.
Brand wants to position itself as a fun-loving product for young people, it would do well by working with fun-loving young influencers. But it can also go very wrong as well. Online influencers are far riskier to align with a brand than traditional celebrities.
I always feel like the risk, I mean, is that really true nowadays after like the whole fucking Harvey Weinstein and Amber Heard and like Epstein stuff? Like, I mean, guys, I feel like everybody's got their own skeletons. But here's the thing, is that I feel like brands always worry that like somebody is going to see that they're advertised under a stream of someone who's problematic, and then they're going to go to the store and they're not going to buy the product. I don't think that's what happens. I think people are like, oh, okay, yeah, whatever. I think the amount of people, you've got 7 Karens that call into fucking, I don't know, Coca-Cola. And they're like, I can't believe you'd fucking sponsor this piece of shit. And then the next day, the PR guy's like, holy shit, guys, we've got to completely reevaluate things. Next thing you know, they're making a $35 million marketing decision based off of 7 Karens. No one gives a fuck. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how bad it gets. It doesn't matter what happens. Nobody gives a fuck.
Traditional celebrities only really appear in carefully curated settings where their managers get to make sure they don't say anything out of line. And even if they do, it is likely to get cut out before being released to the public. Influencers, on the other hand, make their living by broadcasting their entire lives on the internet.
I think there's a lot of content creators online, like streamers, YouTube people, that do the exact same thing. Like, the thing is that I remember with Boogie, like people, like whenever Boogie started streaming, people were like, wow, Boogie's kind of an asshole. Remember that? So like, I just want to make sure we're on the same page, right? Boogie said, is he in jail? I don't know if he's in jail, right? But like, that was like the thing. It's like, oh, we thought this guy was super wholesome and like nice and everything. Go back, chill, man. And look, the thing, like, it's always a bad idea. Yeah, Jared from Subway is a perfect example of what you're saying. He's a pedo, but yeah, everyone still goes to Subway. Yeah, well, I don't go to Subway, but like, it's not because of Jared. I don't go to Subway because honestly, man, like it hasn't really been that good. Like, I feel like Schlotsky's is a little bit farther ahead right now. I mean, Subway's okay. It's not awful. The only thing that Subway has that I think is absolutely fucking S tier is the Philly cheesesteak. The Philly cheesesteak subs are fucking amazing. Like, and also the meatballs are decent too. Firehouse Sub, Jersey Mike's, there's a lot of good places, man. That's what it is.
Good, the bad, and the ugly. Eventually something bad is bound to happen. Businesses also take on significant risk with influencers because of other businesses. If an influencer takes on sponsorship from one brand that turns out to be fraudulent, then logical questions will be raised as to the legitimacy of all other businesses they promote.
I feel like people like, this is this kind of stuff that like marketing people like freak out about, but it doesn't really matter. Like, they get so worried about this stuff. It doesn't fucking matter. None of it fucking matters. Like, yeah, people are still watching, eating at Subway. It makes no big... It's so overrated. Nobody gives a fuck. Nobody cares. It's like, unless it's like something crazy. And even then, I mean, that's a big deal for like 2 weeks, and then people forget about it. Look at Papa John's. You literally have Papa John. Papa John himself, the Grand Wizard. People still go to Papa John's. Yeah, they still go to Papa John's.
So, what does the future hold for our multimillionaire influencer
you
overlords? Well, if the gold rush does come to an end, they are all likely going to make a lot less money. But that's probably a good thing. The days of throwing money at online personalities and hoping for the best may come to an end.
No, if that happens, I guess I'll have to start my own cryptocurrency. I was hoping I'd have to wait a little bit longer for that, but I mean, shit.
But it doesn't mean that the practice is going away entirely. Instead, it will hopefully mean that online marketing can become something better than a cheaper alternative to traditional celebrity endorsements on traditional media platforms. There is nothing wrong with relatable people giving advice that they believe in about products that they understand and getting paid for it. And the metrics will soon make...
You will always have a new crop of parasocial, naive, stupid 16, 17, 18, all the way up to 20-year-olds that will buy whatever stupid shit the person that they are watching tells them to buy. This will never go away just because we're a little bit older, me and probably this guy that watches it, and we see the strings behind the machine, doesn't mean that the new bright-eyed 18-year-old isn't going to think to himself, wow, he's my friend and he just made $20,000 on stake.com? Holy shit, I better sign up right now. Oh, they didn't even ask me how old I was. Holy shit, I already spent $1,000. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Companies realize that this is what made internet marketing great in the first place. Now, if you want to see what a big fat hypocrite I am, go and watch my video where I reveal how much money I made on this YouTube channel after gaining 100,000 subscribers in less than a month. Thanks again for making it possible to keep on learning how money works.
Overall, I think that if all scamming is not going anywhere, yes, people love scamming. They love doing it. And they will buy into scams every time. Gaining 100,000 subscribers in a month, I don't know. It looks like $29,000. Subscribers don't make you money. Views do. Subscribers don't matter. So yeah, child-proof credit cards win. Parent authenticators. I mean, I don't know. But I think that there's... What you think is that people that are only children are stupid. Children are stupid, but adults are also stupid. So you don't have to, like, those stupid kids grow up and most of them say they're still stupid. And that's just what happens in a different way. All you have to do is you have to find a different way to sell. Look at Pat Robertson. Look at Joel Osteen. They sell, if you don't give me $5, you're going to go to hell and burn for eternity. That's not a sales pitch. That's not targeted at a 13-year-old. That's targeted at a 63-year-old. But it works. So whenever you're looking to scam somebody, you have to figure out, and not just scam, if you're looking to sell it to somebody, you want to sell it with a value that they can perceive. So a perceived value making you look sexy isn't going to be very appealing to somebody who's 65 because their dick probably doesn't work anymore anyway. So who cares? But if you're 25, it is going to matter. So you have to see your audience. You have to get your audience. Like, you're not going to sell, like, here's the thing. If you go and you listen to go to the radio and listen for the fucking erectile dysfunction ads. Do you want to know what station you hear the erectile dysfunction ads? The rock station, the fucking classic oldies station. Hey, fellas, you know, having trouble in the bedroom? Well, we got just what you need. You know, right after this, you know, we're going to play another hit from Van Halen, and we're going to come back, and we're going to talk about what you fellas need to do to, you know, spice things up in the bedroom. And then you go back over to the fucking, like, the hip-hop or some shit like that with, like, pop music that's for kids. And it's like you listen to Cardi B, and right after that, they're not advertising about fucking dick pills. They're advertising about back to school. Or they're advertising about, like, oh, it's a new phone. The phone goes well. You know, something like that. There's, yeah, you get sponsored by Keeps. Yeah, right. And so that's what I'm trying to get at, is you have to have a target audience. And I think a lot of people don't know how to sell a product. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. They sell the product in a bad way that's not relatable. And because of that, people don't trust them. It has nothing to do with the amount of money that they make. It might have something to do with the amount of money that they perceive or they show off that they make. But I think a big fucking factor is the fact that they are just bad at selling a product. Very simple. They are bad at selling a product. And you have to get better at selling a product. And if you know how to do it, it goes well. And I will give you an example. How many of you guys, nobody, and I watch this because I'll see my chat. Whenever Internet Historian does a inset ad for NordVPN, for Keeps, for something else, nobody spams skip. Because it's interesting and it's funny. But sometimes, whenever I'm watching videos and the ad is not that well done, they're just reading off of a list of bullet points, people are like, skip. This is boring. Ads do not have to be bad, but a lot of people lack creativity and insight into how to sell the ad, and they become bad. And that's all there is to it. Skip, bro, I'm just trying to watch the video and don't give a fuck about an ad, ain't interesting or not. Why is everybody talking about their own personal experience? What it has nothing to do with you personally. Why are you talking about you, this is me, this is what happens with me? But my experience. Are we really going to pretend that there is not a trend between ads that are more entertaining and funny and having people watch them and consume the product? Nobody cares about your personal experience and what you do. I'm talking about in a general sense. You can literally measure these things on YouTube. They are measurable in every single way. Sure, people share funny ads that are like memes. Exactly. Why companies pay hundreds of thousands of social media comment on TikToks? Yeah, sure. One guy, I think he funds everything. What I'm saying is that there are a lot of people that think that they're not part of the system, which, again, I ironically always think is ridiculous, while they're commenting on an Amazon website with their probably smartphone that they're seeing ads from. Yeah, Super Bowl ads, etc. So I do not think that ads are fundamentally bad. I just think that a lot of people do a bad job doing them. That's all there is to it, and you have to have a better job with that. Remember the Old Spice ads got crazy? Yeah, they were great, man. And so, yeah, I'll read this. I'll read a little bit more of this. And it's so sad. Yeah, I like there are a lot of people that get emotional and like mad about this because they're like, I'm not going to watch ads. I won't watch ads. I'm going to tell you guys, there is a multi-billion-dollar industry about watching ads. And it will be harder and harder and harder over time to not watch ads. You will have to do more work to not watch ads. Doesn't mean that you might not be able to never watch ads or not watch ads, but it will take more work. Doom and gloom. No, it's just a reality. Black Mirror ads. What do you mean Black Mirror ads? Wasn't there literally a fucking thing that measured your eyeballs whenever you're looking at the screen? This was real. It's not Black Mirror. Yeah. It's like some psycho probably watched the Black Mirror episode and thought to himself, well, actually, you know? Yeah, he probably thought that. He's like, now that I'm thinking about it, yeah, good idea. Isn't Samsung that it stops the ads on your TV if you close your eyes? It will be. I don't know if it is yet. We're entering a very interesting age of time. It's a very interesting age. But there is one thing that will always stay the same. And it is the thing that this video does not fully comprehend. Is that people are fucking stupid. And I can guarantee you that you can always find a new influencer, a new content creator to get the newest, freshest crop of morons to give them their money. I'm going to link you guys the video. I'll link you guys the video, and I think this was a good video, though. I love talking about this stuff because I find it interesting in like 3 different ways.